NBC had a science fiction series on a while back. You probably remember it. It was called Star Trek.
I can't even speak. What? I got your gun.
Think you know Star Trek? Think again. Beyond the warp drives and alien worlds lies a galaxy of hidden details most fans never catch. And once you see them, you'll never watch the show the same way again. From reused props and subtle callbacks to raw emotional moments captured in one impossible take, Star Trek is packed with behind-the-scenes secrets. Ready to boldly go where even die-hard Trekkies haven't? Here are 15 things you never noticed about Star Trek, but won't be able to forget. 15. Scotty's hidden war wound. Before becoming the brilliant engineer Scotty on Star Trek, James Doohan was a war hero. During D-Day, he was shot 6 times, one of which cost him his right middle finger. However, most fans never noticed this on screen. Thanks to clever camera angles, prop adjustments, and hand doubles, his injury was expertly concealed. Doohan often used his left hand or subtly curled his right to maintain the illusion. This was a quiet testament to both his skillful performance and the crew's ingenuity in hiding his injury. 14. Alien booze bottles. Whiskey. Think those exotic alien decanters or interstellar creations? Think again. That Saurian brandy bottle? It's a repurposed 1964 George Dickel, Tennessee whiskey bottle. Prop masters simply added minimal modifications to these unique glass pieces to give them a futuristic flair. In fact, these items have become collector's gold, with the lighter brown versions being most screen-accurate. Star Trek's prop department was a recycling machine. From liquor bottles to kitchen tools turned tricorders, necessity bred invention. 13. The font-size feud between Shatner and Nimoy. The Star Trek credit sequence was more than just a visual element. It was a battleground. Shatner's name had to appear in larger font than Nimoy's due to a contractual stipulation, forcing Nimoy's also starring credit to be 75% the size of Shatner's. This subtle typographical power struggle mirrored the underlying professional rivalry between the two. Ironically, their contracts also mandated equal treatment, fueling tensions and leading to ongoing negotiations that influenced the Trek films. 12th Klingon armor made of bubble wrap. The fearsome Klingons had an unexpected ally, bubble wrap. In Errand of Mercy, strips of painted bubble wrap were used as belts and armor for Commander Kor. Costume designer Bill Thies was known for his creative use of materials, and bubble wrap's texture, when painted and lit correctly, appeared alien enough to serve as armor. This clever choice wasn't just a cost-saving measure, it was an example of imaginative problem-solving, showcasing the show's resourcefulness in creating iconic designs. 11th. A ping-pong ball spaceship. Remember the imposing Phasaria ship in the Corbomite maneuver? It was crafted from a plaster shell, covered in halved ping-pong balls. Designed by Hua Chang, the ship looked convincingly advanced on screen thanks to creative lighting and pulsating dimmer effects. In later remastered versions, visual effects teams honored the original model's humble origins while enhancing its otherworldly appearance. The blend of ingenuity and resourcefulness behind the ship's design remains a testament to the show's creative charm. 10. Kirk's tombstone typo. In the episode Where No Man Has Gone Before, a gravestone created by the godlike Gary Mitchell reads James R. Kirk instead of the correct James T. Kirk. This early continuity error was never corrected in post-production, even in remastered versions. Rather than ignore the mistake, Gene Roddenberry offered a clever in-universe explanation. Mitchell was human and made a mistake. This simple justification transformed a clear production goof into a beloved piece of quirky Star Trek canon that fans still discuss today. 9. Star fields created with paint and rear projection. Before CGI transformed visual effects, Star Trek relied on handcrafted artistry to depict space. Artists painted black stars on white boards, then used an Oxbury optical printer to animate them, creating the illusion of motion and warp speed. For static backgrounds, black sheets were perforated with holes and backlit with diffused lighting, simulating distant stars. 8. The Enterprise. Flipped? In several episodes of the original Star Trek, observant fans noticed the USS Enterprise's registry number, NCC-1701, appearing in reverse. This wasn't a continuity error. It was a deliberate production shortcut. When unwanted background elements like Earth appeared in a shot, the crew would flip the footage horizontally to repurpose it. This technique saved time and money by avoiding costly reshoots. 7. The Starfleet insignia wasn't universal. The iconic arrowhead on Captain Kirk's uniform is now synonymous with Starfleet, but originally it wasn't universal. During the original series, each ship and station had its own unique insignia. For example, crew members from the USS Exeter wore a circular emblem with a spike, while Starbase engineers sported spiral designs. The arrowhead specifically represented the USS Enterprise. It wasn't until Star Trek, the motion picture, that this symbol was adopted fleet-wide, a tribute to the Enterprise's historic 5-year mission. Today, it's recognized as a lasting symbol of Starfleet's legacy and the crew that helped define the Federation's values. 6. Mayberry. In space. Did you ever notice Kirk walking the same streets as Sheriff Andy Taylor? Incredibly, he was. The Mayberry backlot, famous from The Andy Griffith Show, was repurposed in Star Trek for alien cities and historical Earth. In episodes like Miri and The City on the Edge of Forever, the familiar streets transformed into a post-apocalyptic wasteland and 1930s New York. If you look closely, you might even spot a sneaky cameo of Floyd's barbershop sign, adding a fun, nostalgic Easter egg for fans of both shows. The GNDN pipe prank. Ever notice pipes labeled GNDN aboard the Enterprise? It wasn't technical jargon. It stood for Goes Nowhere, Does Nothing. This inside joke by the set designers marked non-functional pipes added purely for visual effect. The gag became a beloved part of Star Trek lore, carried into future series as a tribute. Today, fans actively search for GNDN labels, treating them as hidden gems in the franchise's long-running tradition of clever Easter eggs. 4th, a boom mic in Charlie X. In the Charlie X episode, a boom mic visibly dips into the frame during a scene with Yeoman Rand, a clear production slip that made it into the final cut. Filming in tight studio spaces with limited editing tools often led to such bloopers. Rather than diminishing the show's legacy, these mistakes became fan favorites. Today, they're cherished Easter eggs among Trekkies, celebrated in blooper reels and fan forums as quirky, endearing glimpses into the show's behind-the-scenes challenges. 3. Exposed set rigging in Where No Man Has Gone Before. During Kirk and Mitchell's showdown on Delta Vega, sharp-eyed viewers can spot scaffolding and lighting rigs sneaking into the frame, an unintentional peek behind the curtain. These visible set elements highlight the production's limited budget and practical constraints. Rather than detracting from the story, they now serve as nostalgic reminders of a series fueled more by creativity and heart than by high-end effects or flawless execution. 2. Shuttlecraft glitches in the Galileo 7. In Star Trek, the original series, technical hiccups often added to the show's charm. In the cramped shuttle set of the Galileo 7, camera angles sometimes exposed the edges of the set, revealing blue-painted backdrops and visible rigging. In one scene, a spear thrown by a character strikes the rocky ground, sending styrofoam chips flying. These moments, though unintentional, showcased the series' creativity under budget constraints, making its imperfections a unique part of its lasting appeal. 1. Unpainted wood in Errand of Mercy. And finally, during intense scenes with Spock and Klingons, chunks of unpainted lumber and even crash mats are clearly visible on screen. One piece even has gray paint drips running down the side. Yet, instead of breaking immersion, these details now highlight how much viewers relied on imagination. Star Trek's minimalist sets didn't detract from the story. They became part of its unique, character-driven aesthetic. So, how many of those did you notice before today? Star Trek didn't just push storytelling boundaries. It redefined what you could achieve with creativity, resourcefulness, and a little bubble wrap. If this video gave you a fresh lens on a classic series, hit that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives. Thanks for watching.